Come on now. Yeah. It's us against everybody fool. Nothing but the Bulls. Nothing but the Bulls. It's us against everybody. Y'all should know the rules. Nothing but the Bulls. Nothing but the Bulls. Live from the Madhouse on Madison, between Damon and Ashland. You see a team of warriors in black with red with some white accents, ready for action. For any set of 18 ballers claiming they active, y'all better ask them LA boys what really happened. It don't matter home or away, we catching y'all lacking. Why you laughing? Think it's all get easy. We send Josh from half court to get busy. We rise quickly because our city never cower. Be like trading family tree and send us all our flowers. Send them to the locker room, crying in the shower. The way we pull it up, section 25th hours. It's us against everybody. We the crown jewel. Nothing but the Bulls. Nothing but the Bulls.
Don Jones is very Frisco, baby.
What's up, Bulls Nation? Welcome to a new episode of the Nothing But Bull podcast. I'm your host, Young Jordan. As always, I'm rocking with my guy, John and SeeRed. We are the Bulls Bros, and today we have a very special guest. She is a Luvabull alumni, Kelly Wilson, also known on Twitter as Kelly En Fugeo. Kelly, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Great. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
All right, Bulls Nation, before we get into these 23 questions that we're going to play with Kelly, in the immortal words of Stacey King,
big-time players make big-time plays.
And big-time players make big-time covers. So we have to shout out Chicago's MVP, Derrick Rose, for making the Ultra Edition cover for NBA 2K27.
Love it.
And who had NBA 2K16 11 years ago? He was on the cover with Kevin Durant and Blake Griffin, right? He should have had his own cover though, but he finally gets it 11 years later.
Yep. All right. So everybody is familiar with the game of 21 questions. Here on Nothing But Bull, for obvious reasons, it is 23 questions. And we are going to start out with the first question for Kelly being, what inspired you to audition for the Luvabulls?
Okay, so I'll condense this story down, but I had been on my high school dance team, loved competing, and then I was on my college dance team. And it's kind of embarrassing to say this, but I didn't really follow the Bulls until when I was in college and they started winning all the championships. I was paying attention, going to watch parties with my friends and stuff. And I guess it was probably 96. My boyfriend came home from the grocery store with a Luvabulls poster that they were giving away at Jewel's. And he was like, you should try out for this. And I was like, what is this? They have cheerleaders? They have a dance team? That was my first time knowing that they existed, that the Luvabulls existed. And that was before internet. So I couldn't just hop on Google and figure it out. But I was like, I don't know how, but I'm going to figure out how I can try out. And I did. I think a few years had passed because you also had to be, at the time you had to be at least 21 years old because we were sponsored by Miller Lite, I think. And so a few years had passed, but then I had figured it. So that's how it happened. Just my boyfriend was like, you should try out for this. So.
Love it. I mean, supportive boyfriend at the time, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. How difficult was the audition process, and what was it like when you found out you made the Luvabulls team?
It was difficult at that time. I don't know how they do it now. I know there are lots of different cuts that they make at various levels, but at that time, we were told to study the players, study the roster, be ready for background information on the Bulls organization. You had to be really well versed at speaking into a microphone in case they came up to you between commercials and wanted you to say something, because at the time that could happen. And so they were, some of the initial cuts didn't even have to do with dance. They had to just do with, can you put a sentence together? Can you speak and not sound crazy? Those kind of things. So those were some of the cuts at auditions, and then of course the dancing. And I couldn't believe it when I made it, because I also, small little tidbit about me too is I grew up in a very, very small town where we didn't have a dance studio. So I always knew I wanted to dance, and I did that as soon as I could in school, but I didn't have the dance background where most people have been in dance classes since they could walk. So I really was in way over my head as far as like technical dance expertise. I was really in over my head. So it was really, truly a dream come true when I actually made it. I sometimes I still can't believe it.
It's amazing. And that was the 2001, 2002 season, correct?
Yes, correct.
It's awesome. A lot of memories from that year.
Yeah.
Mostly Michael Jordan kicking our ass.
Right. Yeah. When he played for the Wizards. That was surreal, because I was like, man, all this, the team that is known for Michael Jordan, and then here I am getting to sit on the court front and center, and he's not wearing a Bulls jersey.
It was definitely, like you said, it was definitely a surreal feeling.
Bizarre world.
Pulling for Jordan, but pulling for the Bulls to win too. It was definitely a bamboozling experience.
For sure, yes.
Great word for it, bamboozling.
Yeah.
What did it mean to represent one of the most iconic franchises in sports, or did it even hit you at that time of all the history?
Oh man, it meant the world. It really, really did. In fact, like I still remember crying, like when they made the final announcements who made the team. I think I was the only one who was like crying tears of joy, honestly, but just it's such an honor, and like people always ask if we get paid, and we did not get paid a lot at all, but it's just the honor of getting to do something. And even though it wasn't a great season, it was kind of 2001, 2002, still coming off the tail end of the excitement of the championship years, I would say. So just unbelievable to be there.
What was a typical game day like, behind the scenes at the Madhouse?
So typical game day, I think we had to be there around 2 p.m. or so for like a 7 or 7:30 game. And we'd go to the locker room, and we had to bring all of our uniform pieces with us to and from every game. So we all had this gigantic bag, and we didn't really know what we were going to wear ahead of time. So you had to bring every single uniform, every single piece. And, then we would find out once we got there what we were wearing. And so, a lot of going through uniform pieces and things like that, and warming up and doing our hair and our makeup, and trying to squeeze in some time on the court to rehearse, like where we're going to be and all of that kind of stuff. And then we'd have some downtime once the players would go out to warm up and stuff. We would have to go back to the locker room, and a lot of warming up, a lot of pep talks with each other, and going through routines. We call it the tunnels, like when you're down under the bleachers where the locker rooms are, we call that the tunnels. A lot of going through stuff in the tunnels and visualizing, stuff like that. And then once game time starts, it would fly by so fast, just as a blur. And it did not feel like we were out there for, from 2 p.m. till like 10 p.m. It did not feel like that long of a day at all.
2 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Pretty much, yeah.
Basically 5 hours before tip-off.
Mm-hmm.
And then some.
Yeah.
A lot of preparation.
Yes, a lot. And usually if we didn't have a game, we would be rehearsing. So, yeah, definitely a lot of preparation.
Do you remember a favorite performance or memory as a Luvabull?
Favorite performance? That's a fun question. I still hear songs where I'm like, oh, I remember this routine and it was so much fun. A lot of them. But one that really stands out in my head that I loved and this puts you in the right time frame. This was it was a routine to Bootylicious when that song was like brand new. But I loved that routine for some reason. It just like it just resonated with me. I loved the choreography, and we did it a few times. I think that was a favorite.
That's so cool.
Bootylicious, classic.
Everybody knows that song, right?
Oh yeah, that's a Beyonce hit, right? One of the originals.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the loudest or most electric moment you experienced at the United Center? I'm going to assume it was somebody we've already mentioned, but what was the most electric experience?
Well, you know what? So this was an off the court moment. Well,
Okay.
on the court, I remember just like jarring, memorable moments being like, because at the time they don't do this currently, but we sat on the court during the game, and I definitely had players like fall onto me a time or two, which is definitely like quite a like, oh my God, what is happening? Because you're so focused on what you're doing, you don't really see it coming. That's kind of a crazy experience to have happen. But I was just telling somebody else this story about, so the 2001-2002 season was not a winning season by far. A lot of losses. I don't remember what the record was, but I was just telling somebody this story. We partied though. After the last game, we partied in the locker rooms like it was a championship season. Like literally had bottles of champagne everywhere, buckets of beer, tons of food. Like it was a party. And like we were allowed to, everyone was allowed to invite a couple of friends. So
1, 2, 3 Cancun, right?
Yeah, so I was just telling a good friend of mine, I was just like, it's kind of funny to think back, like how much of a party that was, considering this way the season went, but it was a good time.
Wow.
Celebrating the end to,
Yeah.
to a losing season.
End of a miserable season.
Yeah.
Wow. What made Bulls fans different from every other fan base that you saw? Was there anything different that differentiated Bulls fans versus other fans that you've seen?
Well, at the time, I don't remember having distinct interactions with fans from other teams.
Yeah.
But after my time as a Luvabull and like the Derrick Rose years and stuff, I went to a ton of games, a lot by myself because I just wanted to be there. And at the time too, like you could get really cheap last minute tickets on Craigslist. So I would do that a lot. And, just buy a random ticket in the 300 levels, I ended up sitting next to a bunch of fans from opposing teams and stuff. And I even remember when LeBron went to the Heat, or no, it was before that. He still played for the Cavaliers. And I remember meeting a big LeBron Cavaliers fan, and she was so friendly. And like I felt like she was my friend that night. And I've met a lot of fun people that way. I've never really had a negative one-on-one encounter with somebody from another team, a fan from another team. Thank goodness.
Oh, wow. You're lucky.
That's nice. What's that?
You're lucky. I've dealt with Derek has as well as some rabid fans. We always go to fans. We're surrounded by fans of the opposing team.
Yeah.
We go to, because we always go to every Bulls game in DC. I've also been to a lot of Bulls games outside of DC. It's quite an experience, but I love it. I love being in the Lions Den.
Yeah, it must be interesting when you're the outnumbered one.
Yeah.
It puts a big focal point on you, I'm sure.
Definitely.
I don't think we're really outnumbered here.
Yeah.
Well, we're not, but I guess my experience is more going to other arenas like Madison Square Garden, Staples Center, places like that. And then also a big memory was the Bulls-Wizards playoff game, 2014, the game that Jimmy Butler and Nene butted heads. Oh man, that was a raucous crowd. That was nuts. I went to blows with a couple fans that day. I might have seen only 3 Bulls fans in that whole entire arena.
Oh my gosh, sounds intense.
It was very intense. It was very intense. Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been that way for a while. But
Well, one time a couple seasons ago, I was at the United Center when we were playing the Knicks, but I ended up somehow surrounded by a lot of Knicks fans to a point where I was like, this is weird. What's happening? But I didn't see anything bad happen, but I felt a little bit weird.
Yeah. Yeah, those fans at Madison Square Garden are vicious. I mean,
I bet.
and shutting them up and shutting that organ up just feels so great. I love going to Bulls games there. As long as we win. If we lose, it's awful. But winning in the Garden, like, it's the best feeling. It is the best feeling.
I gotta go someday. That sounds fun.
Yes, it's definitely worth it. And it's Madison Square Garden is in such a great spot. You know, have you been to New York? It's like in Midtown. Empire State Building's a couple blocks away.
Yeah.
Times Square is a couple blocks away. It's in a great spot.
Yeah.
Definitely a good experience.
yeah, I'm sure it's much better than the Wizard Arena.
Yeah.
Which Bulls player was the most entertaining for you to watch from courtside?
Oh man, from courtside. Well, so that 2001-2002 season, that was when Tyson Chandler and Eddie Curry were rookies. So I always tended to watch them because I was like, they're brand new, I'm brand new too. So I was a fan of theirs. And I still follow Eddie Curry and what he's up to and stuff. So I would probably say Eddie Curry.
Met him, I think, last year at Bulls Fest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is
cool.
right around the corner.
Yeah, it's like a month away. That's awesome.
Please tell me you're going to be there.
We'll see. I have something else going on that weekend, but I might figure something out.
If it's in Chicago, you can at least stop by for an hour or two, right?
Well, the other thing I have going on is in a different state. So
Oh, okay. Well,
we'll see.
that's going to be tough then.
I haven't figured things out yet, but yeah.
Did you ever have a wow, I can't believe I'm here experience moment while you were at Luvabull?
Oh my gosh, like all the time. Even just like this is gonna sound so silly, but I am such an emotional person. Like I'm very moved to tears quite easily for like happy things. I mean, this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but there were moments when just driving to practice where I would just feel so overcome with like, I guess overcome with gratitude that I would tear up. Like I can't believe this is happening because I've, like I said, it was such a dream come true. So I was constantly just like, wow, I'm really getting to do this. So yeah, always.
Can't imagine.
Great. I think a lot of people that work for the Bulls kind of had that same sentiment when they started.
Yeah, that's great. That's good. I'm glad it's not just me being overly emotional.
I mean, I know I would if I was hired by the Bulls. Like, wow, this it can't get better than this.
Yeah, it is special. Even just like I've had a couple opportunities to go down in the tunnels, like not last season, but maybe the season before. Like every once in a while, with other former Luvabulls friends or whatever, get to like go stop by the locker room or whatever, and it's such an emotional thing. Like I think everybody I know who used to be a Luvabull is still very like, wow, we were really part of something special. And it's cool that everybody feels the gratitude for it.
That's awesome. Danny says, "Are you okay with Benny as 99?"
I am. How about you guys?
I'm fine with it.
I mean, hey, they retired D Rose number, so yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Let's go, Kels. Went to a game in Milwaukee back when Rose was playing after the game. We hung out. People were calling me D Rose. LOL, not so
Did you have the jersey on?
Follow-up question: did you know who?
Oh, that's a great question. That's the $1 million question there.
Oh, so I have a double. This is like a double layer story. If you guys want me to get into it, I don't want to. If I'm yapping too much, just cut me off.
No, by all means, please. The floor is yours.
So, do you guys remember? So they've got Benny the Bull, who everybody knows now, but reverse back to like early 2000s. They also had Da Bull, which was like,
I love that guy.
yeah, like a less cute version. I don't know how else to explain it.
Bring back the bull.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys remember this story. I feel kind of weird saying it, but I mean, if you Google it, it's all out there. So I'm not telling any secrets. The guy who was Da Bull, he got fired because he was caught stealing weed.
Yeah.
And so I did know him. I'm not in touch with him. I don't know. I hope he's doing great in life. And it sucks now, because like weed is legal and everything. So, so I did know him. And then the other Benny, you played him, so he might have been. He might have been. But I did become pretty good friends with the guy who played Benny, and not while I was a Luvabull, but shortly thereafter. And we still keep in touch here and there a little bit. He's such a talented person. And I don't know the person who is Benny right now, but I think they're doing an amazing job. Like they had big shoes to fill with such talent, and they're doing amazing. So,
Yeah, definitely. Could barely tell the difference because he stepped into those shoes pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like it always amazes me how Benny like walks on the edges of the seats. Like that looks so. Oh, it's Victor Sweet. I was wondering if that was you, Victor. That's a friend of mine. Said he would stop by. So hello. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, Benny amazes me with the tricks inside the costume, because your vision can't possibly be great in there. So it's impressive for sure.
Definitely. I would assume there's very little peripheral view in that man.
Yeah.
How did you first meet Stacey King?
Okay, let me tell you this story. So for anyone watching who doesn't know, I did date Stacey from like 2023 till like sometime in 2025. So it definitely was very shocking when he passed away. The way I met him. So you guys know the nationwide jingle, right? Everybody knows Stacey for singing that. So there was a reel where there was this little girl singing the nationwide song, and she was singing it in a way to where like her mom was annoyed with her, and like she was like dragging it out with the last note and making a big production of it. And I had never spoken to Stacey at this point, but I tagged him and I said, "Stacey King, this is all your fault." And I didn't think he would even see it, let alone respond to me. But he did, and that's how we met and started talking.
Stacey was a man of the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's similar. I just tweeted him one day and said I was coming to a game trying to get a picture with him, and he responded, and it ended up leading to being friends.
That is so great. That's so great. He was really good about that and connecting with people. Like I can't tell you how many people, when they would tell me they were going to a Bulls game, and I'd be like, "You can go talk to Stacey if you want to after the game. He doesn't mind. Other people will be down there. Just go over to section, 103 or whatever." I sent so many people over there. Like, yeah, just go say hi to him. He won't care.
Say hi to everybody. Stay there about 30, 45 minutes after the game.
Yeah, he always did. He was good about that.
Legendary stuff. I tell you. Do you have a favorite memory with Stacey that makes you smile, makes you laugh?
Lots of stuff. But like, so he was a very big FaceTimer. Like, he wouldn't just text, he would just FaceTime. And I would always just answer with a smile, because why wouldn't I? And then he would call me Smiley, like, "What's up, Smiley? What are you smiling about today?" Like, because I know you're about to say something funny. Like, I'm already laughing. So, I mean, how could I not answer with a smile? But I don't know, just some of our conversations, it was just nice getting to know him, and nothing super particular is coming to mind right now. But yeah, it's still pretty unbelievable that he's gone. It still doesn't feel real to say that out loud.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely doesn't. It's going to hit even harder when watching Bulls games and hear him.
He's irreplaceable. You can't replace him.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. Like, once the season starts, I think it's gonna be jarring for everybody.
Yeah.
Definitely. If Stacey was here right now, what do you think he would be joking about?
Like, if he popped in right now,
Yeah,
he would be teasing me about something. He'd be like, "Oh, aren't you supposed to be at the gym or something?" Or like, "Don't you have some of those exercises you need to go do?" I can see him saying something like that. Man of the people, for real.
Man of the people. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right, Danny.
What's up, Phil?
Philly, what's going on?
Hello.
All right, thanks for joining.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Danny says the Caleb Wilson calls would have been legendary.
I would love to know what nickname he would have for him,
I know. I keep thinking about that too. Yeah.
Yeah. 8-ball, C-Dub, Caleb Wilson tweeted it'll be 8-ball, but I don't know. I think Stacey would have had something even more creative than that.
Right? Like, we kind of know he would find that right thing that nobody else thought of.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think he used 8-ball too, though, after like a made 3.
Yeah.
8-ball, corner pocket, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I can hear it. Yeah.
I mean, just so many amazing nicknames. I mean, even like, little people like Johnny Lucas the third or the fourth, whatever he was. Anytime he made a shot, here's Johnny. CJ Watson, even the way he pronounced his last name, CJ Watson.
Yeah, my brother-in-law still mimics that all the time, just randomly out of nowhere. He'll be like, CJ Watson. Yeah.
Watson. Yep.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dangerous Dang.
Yeah.
Man, it just goes on. You could go a full day. Oh, this was a great one too. This was just one season, unfortunately. Give it to me, Big Sexy.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
Give it to me, Big Sexy. It's Big Sexy time, man. Legendary.
Yeah.
Sriracha.
Yeah.
And then how about Marco Bellinelli? I like my meatballs spicy.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so many.
So many.
Actually, I do have a memory I could share with you, something more specific. I tweeted about this a while back, but so for like Christmas and birthdays, what do you get Stacey King for, as a surprise? So I got him a custom basketball, and there were only room for, I think, like 12 lines. So I went through all of his phrases and I had them printed on the basketball. And I was really happy with his reaction, because I was like, oh man, he probably has so many basketballs. He's going to think this is cheesy. And I was really self-conscious, but it was like the best idea I could come up with. But his reaction was touching because I could tell that he really liked it. And the first thing he said, he was like, I'm going to put this in my trophy case. And I was like, oh, yay, he liked it. And I was so happy because it was also ended up being super duper late because they messed it up the first time. They did the too big, too fast, too strong, and they left off too good. So I was like, I had to fix it. So it was like, I think it was like 2 months late by the time I got it. But I liked that moment because I felt like he really, really liked it. So that made me happy.
That's awesome. Well, besides Stacey King, because he was the celebrity of all celebrities, what was the coolest celebrity encounter you had while working Bulls games?
Well, this was a cool surprise. One day, like our rehearsals were very strict. Like we didn't get to chit chat with each other. It was very like you show up and you're serious and you work nonstop till you go home. But one day, our coach, who, she had been very tight with Michael Jordan and his people because she was the coach then, and she had invited one of his personal security guards to come to the Luvabull's practice and just talk to us. And that was a really cool day because we didn't get chances to just sit around and practice and just relax. And then it was really cool. We just got to talk to him about Michael Jordan. And I think that's all we did that day. And it was a surprise and it was just really cool. And we asked him all kinds of questions. I don't remember what specifically, but and I don't remember his name, but he definitely had a very like commanding presence. I think he was also a former cop. But yeah, that was a cool memory. At the time too, that season, there was a lot of stuff we didn't get to do that we normally would have because September 11th had just happened.
Yeah.
And so everything was like super intense security. And a lot of things were canceled. Like we didn't get to do an overseas trip, which Luvabulls normally got to do at that time. And a lot of just regular appearances were canceled. So we did miss out on a lot of things that Luvabulls would normally get to do, but, still didn't really feel like I was missing out. But yeah, there were some cool moments.
I didn't realize it was so hectic being a Luvabull to where they're that strict that you guys don't really get to talk.
Yeah, it was all business, like, because we really needed more time, I guess, for as many routines as we were constantly learning. It was just always like walk in, get down to business. So yeah, it's pretty serious.
Okay, well, hopefully there's a lighter side to it because what would you say would have been the funniest thing that ever happened during a game or a performance?
Okay, funny but not funny. I can laugh now, but oh my gosh, it was terror at the time. I messed up big time. My very first time going out on the court during the game, I was very disoriented and I got things flipped around in my head. And I went to the wrong spot in my formation on the court. And this was like pretty much like my first time being in the United Center. I had never been to a game before. Our time to mark out our spots on the floor was very minimal. And it was just so overwhelming for me to be out there. And for some reason, like I said, I just got my directions flipped around. So I went to the complete opposite side. And I remember when this is like in the game. I think it was just like a timeout performance, but I messed up. I messed up the entire formation because I went to the wrong spot. And I remember one of my captains turning around and just giving me the nastiest look. And she was just like, "What are you doing?" And I got so much trouble afterwards. Of course, I was just like, "I'm so sorry. I just got mixed up." And they're like, no one apologizing was enough. But man, I learned my lesson that I had to figure out where the heck I was going and not mess that up. I was terrified that I was going to get like fired and now it's I mean, you guys can probably understand why it was such a big deal.
Oh yeah.
We can laugh.
Yeah.
But
well,
at the time,
what did coach have to say?
Oh, I really got yelled at. I mean, I love her to pieces. I still talk to her, but I was in big trouble.
So,
And no, I didn't get cussed out because she's not that kind of a person, but I remember very harsh words were spoken and I deserved it. But oh my gosh, like it was just an innocent mistake, but a major, major embarrassing mistake.
it was your first time out on that United Center court. I mean, I'm sure it's happened to many others that we don't even realize. I bet it happens all the time.
Right?
Especially at first.
Yeah, this is when the UC court in front of all the Bulls fans. I mean, it's had to happen before.
Oh my god. Hopefully not. Do we do different routines for every game? How long did we tried to do different routines for every game, but sometimes if the schedule would just be too packed, we'd end up having to repeat one here or there. But we had a handful of what we call standards, which are like what we would do for timeouts. But then there was always a halftime routine or like a main feature routine, and those were what we always learned new ones. So those we definitely tried to have new ones for every game. How long did it usually take to learn one? It depended on the schedule. Like, and sometimes too, if they were bigger productions, sometimes we'd use props or we'd have kind of change outfits midway through. If some of that was involved, they would take a little bit longer, but at times, like possibly learning it in a night, it might be performed a couple nights later when, when things were really, when they were back-to-back games.
Danny asked, do you still dance or coach now?
No, I don't. I'm a gym girly. I spend my time lifting, and I was competing in powerlifting for a while. I still love dance. I still crave it. Dance classes are expensive. Like I look into it every once in a while to start taking dance classes, but it doesn't fit in my budget right now, but hopefully someday. But yeah, we did have to learn very, very quickly. It was a lot of pressure in that sense, but fun.
I mean, just doing the moves himself would be pressure for like 99% of the population. And when you add the aura around you and the pressure that goes with it, it's a heroic thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Like airball, Danny's over here.
Oh, man.
Airball the three-pointer on the United States.
Don't worry.
How about just saying I shot a three-point? I had the privilege of shooting a three-pointer at the United Center. Not exposing yourself, Danny. Come on, man.
You didn't get booed, I hope.
Right?
At least supportive.
Benny didn't throw popcorn at you, hopefully.
Yeah.
Even though that would be considered a good luck, wouldn't it? People pay to have Benny spill popcorn on them.
That would definitely be a Twitter social media moment for sure, right?
Yeah.
Getting popcorn rained on you. I was nervous trying to one up my brother.
Sounds fun. There's no way if they were like for $1 million, make a, what was it, 3-point from half court, a 3-point shot from anywhere. I don't think I could do it, no matter what.
Then you got 22,000 fans around you. You got NBA superstars around you, and just the pressure of making the money. Yeah.
He said he was silly strong about Benny on Mark's book.
That's exciting. I've never had that happen to me. That's pretty cool. Hashtag goals.
Yeah.
What era? Post MJ era. I'll imagine what it was like if you had to dance in front of Michael Jordan. So this was the 2001-2002 season when he was playing for the Wizards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you still ended up dancing in front of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got a question for you. What was it like in the United Center when Michael Jordan was getting introduced? Ray Clay literally introduced him as if he was still a Bull.
Yeah, it was
a lot of heat for that, which ended up with his termination. But how was that?
It was a big deal. So at the time, this is like another way that Luvabulls was different, I think, than it is now. We actually had to audition for every game. And I won't bore you with all the details, but we had about 30 people on the entire squad, but only 10 Luvabulls would perform per game. So, and it worked in a rotation. So if it was your turn in like one of the two groups of 5, you had to audition like the night before. And if you didn't perform your audition perfectly, then somebody else could audition to take your spot. And so when the the nights that we played the Wizards, or just anybody who, like the Lakers, or anytime we knew it was like a big game, the pressure was increased. Like you had to perform at your audition even better. So they were, it was harder to keep your spot for those really big games. But I did get to be there for, I think, a couple of the Michael Jordan games, because I remember being there and specifically hearing him being announced, and it was a big deal, but also very weird. So yeah.
Yeah, that must have been a surreal moment.
Yeah.
I could see most people saying that might be the highlight of the season.
For sure. It was, I don't know how much tickets cost then, but I also want to say that, because also too, if you were performing at a game, you got 2 tickets that you could give away. And I want to say for some reason that we didn't have tickets to give to our friends for those games.
And that was also the only nationally televised game
for
the Bulls that year. NBA on NBC, Sunday afternoon. Yeah. That was the only time the Bulls were on TV.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, on national TV. Yeah.
I should go back and try to find one of those to watch.
Yeah. I don't think you could find many 2002 Bulls games, but you could definitely find the Wizards Bulls.
Yeah.
All of those games, Jordan versus his former team.
I remember one of my friends, he was at a bar watching one of those games, and he saw me on TV, which, because they really don't show the Luvabulls too much, but he said there was like a quick second. He was like, I know that was you. I know I saw you. So that
nice.
Was cool.
Yeah, that's crazy that you guys had the audition for each game.
Yeah, it definitely kept us on our toes big time.
A lot of pressure.
Yes.
How did being a Luvabull change your life?
It really, it showed me that I could really, how they say things like do things outside your comfort zone or believe in yourself. I really kind of proved to myself, holy crap, I could actually do this thing that I never thought I would be able to do. Like I said, growing up in a small town where I didn't even have dance lessons. And I always loved Chicago, like the vibe of Chicago in general. And like I said, I'm just so grateful that it happened, that sometimes I am like, wow, I actually did that. And it is kind of like a reminder that I can do things even when I think maybe I really shouldn't have the audacity to believe that I can. But if you try hard enough, sometimes you can do those things.
Anything is possible, like Casey said.
Yeah.
Phil asked, so you guys didn't sign contracts? It sounded like it definitely was not ironclad that you'd be dancing if you weren't performing.
We did sign a contract. I remember that day specifically, and it felt like, oh, this is really serious. We got to sign papers and stuff. And that was just part of the agreement, that's how it worked.
So it's Elizabeth McKenna asks, who was your favorite Bulls legend that you may have met during your time?
I didn't really get to meet too many Bulls at that time. They really were strict about keeping us very separate. And even when we would rehearse on the court, they were very strict about you do not even turn your head to look at anybody. Wow. And part of that comes from So the coach at the time, she was also the coach of the Honey Bears for the Chicago Bears at the time. And I think, I could be wrong, but these are the stories that I've heard, that there were some issues with like just rumor. I'm not even saying that that's actually happened, but just rumors of Honey Bears and the players commingling and rumors of that sort. So when she came over to the Bulls and the Luvabulls, she from jump, she made it a rule like there are not going to be rumors because you are not even going to be able to even look at each other. And they were very strict about it. So they were very strict about keeping us separated. But I guess overall meeting Stacey King was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Even though that was much, much later.
My guy AJ asked, "Do you still get recognized by some fans?"
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But I'm such a fan myself. I love getting all decked out and all the Bulls stuff and going to games awesome. And yeah.
If you could relive one Bulls game from your time with the organization, what game would it be?
Not the one where I messed up and went to the wrong spot. I had an answer, but this was actually a Luvabull's reunion, I think. In 2005, we had a pretty big Luvabull's reunion show where it was like the whole halftime. I would love to go back and relive this because I don't know why. It was just really cool. But we did a whole Michael Jackson medley. It was like Michael Jackson through the years. And we practiced for months ahead of time. And it started with like the Jackson 5, and it went through like every era of Michael Jackson. And we all had different costumes, and it was a huge medley of all the Michael Jackson stuff because, you know, every dancer is going to be a fan of Michael Jackson. And we just had an amazing time with Luvabulls from like the big, as many as we could find from, I want to say, I don't know what year the Luvabulls started, but decades of Luvabulls. I think there were like 200 or 300 of us there. So wow. That was a fun time.
It must have been amazing.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I know nowadays they do like a big production when it's Benny's birthday game. Were they doing that at the time?
Yes. Oh my gosh, those shows that they do now are incredible. Like they are the production side is just so high end. We didn't do things that fancy, unfortunately, I think, because we didn't have the budget. But we did do some bigger halftime shows that involved like multiple costume changes, and those were always my favorite. Trying to think of what else besides the Michael Jackson one that we did. It's slipping my mind right now, but those were definitely fun. We did perform with Benny back then a couple of times, but even Benny at that time wasn't what Benny is now, you know? So, yes, like this right here. Talking to these fun guys. I did have several opportunities. Like there was a period of a few years after the Luvabull season where I was doing, I guess they call it like spokesmodel stuff. I don't know what it would, I guess it'd be like influencer now for, just at different events to show up. Like if you say you go to a festival and somebody's handing out free energy drinks, like stuff like that. So I had a lot of opportunities like that were really fun. You meet a lot of people that way. And, kind of like once you do it, they're like, oh yeah, she can do this. So, you kind of get more opportunities that way. So yeah, little random stuff like that, but nothing super major.
When you think of Chicago Bulls basketball, what's the first memory for you, that comes to mind?
It's just my season as a Luvabull, which, I keep saying it, but just so it was truly a dream come true, and just everything about it was so memorable. And what I love about it too is that I'm still in touch with most of the women that I met, and I've met so many more through our reunions that we do. So I've met so many really, really great friends that way. And it's fun that we all have that shared experience.
What is your favorite part about interacting with Bulls fans?
I love it when it's positive. Twitter is definitely a fun place to be, and it can also be kind of negative, which I haven't really. The last few seasons, I've kind of tapped out from interacting during games so much, just because the negativity does get to me, unfortunately. Like, and I used to do a lot more trash talking with the opposing teams. I definitely stopped that several years ago. That's no longer fun. But it has been fun just to meet people who I know from Twitter and run into them at a game unexpectedly. That's always fun. I'm sure that's happened to you guys too.
Yeah.
Did I answer the question? Maybe
Yeah.
I was.
Is there a teammate that stands out from your time with the Luvabulls who had a huge impact on you?
Someone who was my teammate?
Yeah, a teammate.
Well, yeah, a lot of the teammates in general, they just like accomplish so many amazing things. Like one of them I ran into, she lives in Denver. She won like principal of the year for the entire state of Colorado. I have younger women on the team at Couple Lovable. We'll come back to that in 1 second. Don't let me forget. But the people who've had a good influence on me, a lot of my teammates, but Kim Keller, who was our choreographer. So we had a coach and we had a choreographer. Kim was our choreographer. I still look up to her. She's just done so many amazing things. She continues to work with different NBA teams through a charity organization that she has called Endure Charities. And she is just such an incredible, talented, smart, passionate woman. And I've just always really looked up to her. And actually, what I mentioned at the beginning, the poster that my boyfriend brought home from the grocery store, she was on that poster. So
Nice.
She was on the team during the Jordan years.
Nice.
And she became the choreographer, and she is just, I still look up to her. As far as helped any younger women become a Luvabull, no, but so when I don't think they do junior Luvabulls anymore. When I was a Luvabull, we had a thing called junior Luvabulls where little girls would get to, I think for 5 games. I don't know how it was organized, like how they got to be part of junior Luvabulls, but we would kind of mentor these little girls to get to perform at a Bulls game. So they wouldn't actually become real Luvabulls, or maybe some of them did. I just don't know. But that was always fun to help the little girls and teach them routines.
That's good. Phil asks, why did you only dance for 1 season? Is that your choice?
So the real raw, honest answer. There's a few levels to why. No, I'm more than happy to answer it. But it's not a happy answer. So we were required to have a full-time job. That was number 1 requirement. And at the time I lived in DeKalb. So number 1, it was a very, very long drive every single day. That got quite daunting. But I was also, unfortunately, in an abusive relationship. And that really started to get to me and wear me down. And it was just all for the best that I didn't try to push through while I was dealing with that. And I think that will forever be kind of a regret that I didn't have it in me to keep pursuing that, because dance is very much like something that I deeply love. But unfortunately, I don't know. I just didn't have it in me to find my way out of that terrible situation sooner and pull myself up by my bootstraps. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry to be a downer.
You're still here, so it doesn't matter when you pulled yourself about it. You got up out of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're here to tell the story.
You're doing big things for yourself now too.
I think on a happier question from the audience, Eric is asking, can you footwork?
Because man, no, but I wish. Oh man, I love watching it though. like the new the Chicago Sky team. I got to check them out because I think they can all footwork, right? The new Chicago Sky dance team.
I think so.
Which, sorry, turned out to be it. Yeah, he sucks. But we live and learn. But yeah, I wish if I could do footwork, you guys could not get me off of TikTok. I would I would be making videos all day.
Into the TikTok trends. I'm gonna teach you footwork. Don't trip like that.
Okay, deal.
So, looking back, what does your time with the Bulls organization mean to you today?
I mean, it sounds so cheesy, but I really mean it. It means so much to me. Like I said, all the like friendships that I've made with other women from the team, and yeah, it has like the place in my heart is just like that's something that nobody can ever take from me. It sounds so cliche, but I mean it. So,
From the heart.
Yeah.
From the heart.
Yeah.
If you could leave Bulls fans with one message, what would that message be?
Keep things positive.
SeeRed to the deathbed, right?
Like, I know it's so hard, especially like last season, for example, right? It was hard to find the positivity, I think, all around, right?
Yeah.
Even with our late great Stacey King doing his best to talk his way through, especially those last like 10, 15 games.
Yeah.
But like that is one thing you'll never see me tweeting is like negativity about the team or calling them names and stuff. Cause like we have to remember they're people too. And even though there are guys who, even have a track record of not playing great, maybe not pulling their weight. I think more people should just do their best to keep it positive. Like if you're going to be a fan of the team, be supportive. And it doesn't mean you have to sugarcoat things, but you don't have to get into that nasty negative territory. You know what I mean?
Kind of. Derek and I, every game, we're blasting somebody, right? Right, DB?
Well, I'll let you guys handle that.
Thankfully, the main culprit of that is gone. Billy Bubblegum Donovan.
Yeah. Yeah. It is tough when you just want to see your team win. And yeah, I get it.
So even when you're bad, there's no place like the Madhouse Live, and in person, the energy is just different.
That is so true. It's so true. Like I'll always run into friends and be like, "We're thinking about going to the Bulls game. Is it really fun?" And I'm like, "You will have a blast. Yeah. Even if the team sucks, even if they're losing, you will have a great time."
They'll ask, "Who's your favorite?"
There you go. That's a great question.
Are you excited for Caleb Wilson?
Yes.
Man, what did that specifically say? Who's my favorite Bull now?
Yeah, who's your favorite Bull now? No. And are you excited for Caleb Wilson?
Very excited for Caleb Wilson. And he might be my favorite because also my last name is Wilson. So I mean, for right now, I would probably say Caleb Wilson. Let's hope he, keeps I mean, he played amazing. So yeah, my favorite Bull right now. That is a tough question, especially after last season. I like Matas Buzelis a lot too. He's great. And the thing that's exciting about Matas and Caleb is that, they're still so new and like they're obviously not anywhere near their peak athleticism yet. And I think it's exciting to think about how good they can potentially be.
Yeah. And watching them play, in these pickup games.
Yeah.
Good stuff to see. A lot of eye candy. on Twitter right now with those two.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, definitely. Like I remember at the end of last season, I remember seeing a lot of tweets about like, oh, we're going to be bad forever. Or we're going to be terrible for at least 4 or 5 more seasons. But I don't think so. I don't think so right now. That's not the vibe I'm getting. I don't know. How do you guys feel?
John, I think that's kind of a hot take, ain't it?
Yeah, that's one of the hot takes.
Yeah.
So we can segue into that, or we could.
Give me the hot sauce! Give me the hot sauce funk!
Give me the hot sauce funk.
Yeah.
That's
All
right.
right.
Since you spoke on Modest and Caleb, not even being at their peak yet, gotta give me the hot sauce hot take that Caleb Wilson and Modest Buzelis are going to be the best 4 combinations since Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman.
Ooh, that's exciting to think about.
Yep. There you go.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
A lot of love, Caleb, in the comments right now.
Yeah.
My hot take is this. So in the 19, my goodness, in the 30s, okay, in the 30s,
The 2030s.
the Roaring 30s, right? The Chicago Bulls are going to win multiple championships. It's going to be like the 90s all over again. Then it was Scottie and Michael. It's going to be Modest and Caleb. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that Modest is going to be the best United States-born Caucasian in the NBA. Much respect to the flag. All right?
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I can see it.
Yep.
I can see it.
Caleb Wilson's going to just lift him up. They're going to lift each other up. It's just, you can see the vibe between them. And it's great to see. Have not been this excited about being a Bulls fan since 45 minutes into game 1 of the 2012 Eastern Conference quarterfinals versus the Sixers.
That's quite a long stretch of time.
Yes.
So. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully that same kind of vibe in 2030.
Yeah.
Yep. The 30s. The 30s are ours. Yep. We're going to feed off each other.
Great. Well,
And Bulls fans are ready for it. Name another fan base who's more ready than us. I mean, the Knicks they got their time.
That's right.
Now
they had their time.
Yep.
Yeah.
After 53 years, now it's our time. So.
Yeah, I mean, Bulls Nation's definitely been starving for it.
Yeah.
Starving.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, Kelly, I want to thank you for joining us and playing our 23 question game.
Thank you.
Wanted to allow you to promote what you are currently up to. That you're real big with the fitness.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. This has been fun. I hope I didn't talk too much. But yeah, I've got my business is called Fit Fizz, and I do like health coaching, nutrition coaching, and I'm not so much a coach as like, here's a program to get your 6-pack. I'm more like, let's talk about the mental roadblocks that's keeping you stuck. I'm deal with more like the mindset side of things and nutrition and all that kind of stuff. I really love helping people find their way, especially if you just feel like you're stuck and don't know what to do. Thank you so much, Victor. Fit Fizz. It's pretty easy to find me, FITFIZZ, or just look up kinetic_Kel. It's pretty easy to find me there too. So thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, this has been a blast.
It has.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Kelly En Fuego.
Sure, we'll cross paths sometime at the UC or Bulls Fest if you're able to make it.
Yeah.
some point. If not this year, there's always the next year. And
Yeah.
there's also potential championship celebrations at
That's
Grant
right.
Park all over again.
They're coming. Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
All right, one more time for Kelly En Fuego. All right, Bulls Nation. You know what that means. Time to wrap up the show. So until the next time, drive home safely, Chicago. Beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep.